Here is Dre from Cali. Dre, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, what's up, you guys? I just wanted to say, you guys have got to get a new black correspondent. Every time you talk about something black, you go to Earl, and I'm here to tell you, man, he is not representative. I'm sorry, Earl, but I mean, Earl is kind of a Tom.
What is he?
Bit,
yeah, what is this old Tom doing that kind of pisses you off a little bit?
I listen to you guys, you know what I'm saying, and I really like everything that you guys do, but I cringe every time Earl comes in and talk about what black people think or do, and I'm just like, no. When you guys were talking about white women dating black men, and, you know, what people thought about that, and you asked Earl, was there a term for when black men date white women? And he goes, I think that's trading up.
Right.
I was
That's an embarrassment. You're
going, Earl, there's your chance, baby.
Yeah.
There's your chance to represent our beautiful black women, and you did that?
That is true, Earl. Why can't you represent properly?
Oh, I got a question for
what
Dre.
Yeah, what would you consider representing the black community?
I mean,
you personally.
I have a wide perspective. Now, I'm going to be able to appreciate your Angelina Jolie, but at the same time, if somebody asked me about, you know what I'm saying, black men dating white women, I'm going to say, well, you know what I'm saying, there's so much beauty in our sisters, I wouldn't say anything close as trading up if I get a white woman.
That's true, Earl.
No, I didn't. Well,
that even offended me.
No, I mean, I can say this because I grew up with 6 sisters. That's what my sisters would say.
Offensive. I think you guys should get a black correspondent, talk to Earl about rock, but then when you guys talk about black things, you call up Dre from California. I'll tell you about what black people think, baby.
Earl, would you be willing to step down, and I will only talk to you about suburban rock and maybe Cowtown to the Man? That's the two things that you're ready to tell me.
Hell no, I'm not Cowtown to nobody.
Then why don't you grow an afro? Why are you shaving your head? Why don't you bring the fro back, Earl?
What exactly constitutes a Tom?
What's that? What, Dre?
Put the black fist in the sky, baby, and represent. I mean, I'm saying, man, I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Ron is hilarious to me. The whole show, I mean, is great. But at the same time, man, you got the black guy there. I'm thinking he's going to represent.
I know. We need a serious black guy on this show. Obviously, we got the Latin guy who brings us the truth. From there, we've got the gay guy.
Who?
You can see he's really representing his borough. You know what I mean? But, I mean, you got the black guy who's still kind of representing the white people.
Dre, let me ask you this. You called Earl a Tom. What makes up a Tom? What makes you a Tom?
Well, I mean, I think somebody who has a perspective that if you know what I'm saying, as a black man, if you get yourself a white woman, you're doing something positive for yourself.
Well, I didn't
you know what I'm saying? I think that's one perspective that's saying it's a self-hating Negro thing.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who have this opinion that all things white are great.
That's true.
Like Jay-Z may go, I'm so great that I hang out with Tommy Lee. Like, I have to hang out with white stars to make myself great.
Sick.
So I got to get a white woman to be really accepted by white America.
No, well, first of all, I was quoting someone. I didn't personally say that. I was like, some people would consider that trading up. I didn't say I considered
No, you did. You said trading up. Then all the white people started laughing, and then you almost, Earl, did a dance. And that happens all the time.
And he played the Jeffersons theme.
Yeah.
Because when you said that, white people were at home going, he's right. Sure is. Them Negroes.
Yeah, here's Vaughn wants to jump in. Vaughn, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man.
I wanted to say, first of all, Earl, I think you're cool as I don't know what. And, you know, a lot of times I don't like when people just stereotypically have issues with black people, you know, thinking that we have to talk a certain way or we have to use slang all the time and broken English. But a lot of times it seems to me like Earl grew up around more white people than black people.
Earl, what's the story? Did you grow up more around white people?
I didn't grow up around white people. I grew up in Corona, which was almost like 80% black.
But you've only worked with white people, right, Earl?
Pretty much, yeah. My adult life,
like it's just like he hasn't been around, like, experiencing in real, like, black neighborhoods. Like you said, mostly suburban blacks, maybe.
Right.
And you've never worked at an urban station, right, Earl?
No.
Or Churban.
And I worked I lived in South Jamaica, which is about as black as you can get.
And don't get me wrong.
Kingston?
I'm not putting him down, but it seems he's not the normal, like what I consider a black guy from the hood.
All right, where are you from, Vaughn? Where do you live?
I'm from D.C.
All right, so D.C., Chocolate City, Earl. That's Chocolate City.
right,
But
yeah.
Earl does live in Queens. His neighborhood, where he grew up is, it's the same place they do that barbershop thing on MTV. It's the same
Yeah,
exact
it's in
neighborhood.
South Jamaica.
Yeah, so that's supposed to be real street culture there, right, Earl? Why aren't you picking up on it?
No, I do pick up on it. I don't completely absorb it, but I understand it. I respect it. I mean, it's a part of me.
He crosses the street like all the other white people.
Right.
Do you resist it? Do you resent it?
No, not at all.
It seems like you do, Earl. But we want
He
you to
holds
know.
his purse.
Yeah, he clutches. He clutches his purse.
Yeah, he clutches his purse harder and crosses the street.
Here's Doyle. Doyle, you're on Ron Fez.
Hi.
Yeah.
I have a question. Why do you call Earl Black Earl? Why can't he just be Earl?
Earl, where did you get the nickname Black Earl?
Opie gave me that nickname because, well, it just so happens that I'm black, but I always wear black clothing. And
Everything Earl wears is black. And if you didn't know Earl, you would think that he was working security for Public Enemy because he has that militant look about him.
I've been in clubs where security guards will give me like the nod that only other security guards will give each other.
You need an earpiece.
Yeah. Here's, all right, we lost Dre there while we were holding on, because I like Dre a lot, Fez. And Earl, it's about time somebody called you out on some of this stuff. I don't want you going across your belly for the man. I really don't like it. Here's Jim. Jim, you're on Fez.
Hey, I was just wondering why does the black and white shit keep having to come up? I mean, really, you guys seem to be funny. Why do you need to pull off race to do it?
Well, how did we pull off race by talking about race?
Well, I mean, you keep identifying, and it's also like the last caller, which answered my question, Black Earl, or the caller the other day that actually called him a nigger.
And did we stay with that, or did we turn on the guy?
No, you actually turned on the guy, but you actually kind of turned on him lightly.
No, I don't. First of all, can I tell you the truth, Jim? I'm almost offended that you felt the need to bring that word up there. Why did you feel the need?
You know what?
Because I noticed
I
noticed it rolled off your fucking tongue like it wasn't the first time. You spit it out like it was a Pez machine.
And I didn't know how to put the point across without using the word.
You could have said N-word.
We all know what that means.
I could have, and
I feel like I'm talking. No, I feel like I'm talking to the Ku Klux Klan here, and it's just you just want to do it in your own living room.
No, I remember yesterday, and you were Ron was very quick to dismiss the guy who said that word. See, I don't say the word.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
No, you're wrong.
I'm what?
I'm actually a priest.
You're what?
I'm a priest.
A priest.
Priest. In the Hawaiian tradition, I am a priest.
So what's that got to do with anything?
Well,
a priest can't be a racist?
No, well, I guess they could. I just don't understand it. I mean, I like listening to you guys, and you come up with some interesting guests and some interesting stuff, and then all of a sudden you go towards the race thing, and it's like,
but
we finished that conversation of black and white.
We have
time ago.
Jim, let me tell you something. We haven't. When you feel that you can call this show and bring up that word in front of my friend, and we're not going to react to it. We're all offended by you and the hateful nation of the Hawaiian church scene itself. Which to me, at this point, Fezzi, just seems like some kind of a Hawaiian supremacist thing that's set up.
That's bullshit. And
all right, watch the language.
Okay.
We don't need that.
In the mainland.
All right.
Now, we come over there and we spend money for you people, or pineapple eaters, as we call you. You climb up the trees wearing, your women are wearing coconuts as earrings, and the rest of us, we treat you good.
I know, and grass skirts, and
but
thank
seriously,
you for coming over and enjoying our society, and you know what?
Do me a favor.
I made a mistake.
If I want to hear anything from you, it's a fucking ukulele song while your wife is in a grass skirt giving me a lap dance. That's what I'm after.
You bet. Thanks for the phone call. Bye.
All right. Earl, I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
Unbelievable. He's a priest, and he used that word.
priest of what? The Hawaiian shirt. These fucking pineapple breaths, they think they can run around telling me about race?
He's as much a priest as any sort of witch doctor that showed up on Gilligan's Island.
I love them. Again, it goes back to people telling you what kind of show you can do. Why do we have to bring up race? Like it's not a fucking interesting topic. Like it's not there 100% all the time, anytime.
I remember at the end of the century, I think they asked Clinton and I think Ford, what's the most important issue of the 20th century? They both said race. It's always going to be
Clinton
there.
said pussy.
And he's trying to build a bridge.
I wish the two of them would have said oil. Maybe we wouldn't be in the problems we're having now. Earl, what are we doing about the AC in here, too? It's hot as hell.
I believe Mars is working.
And I would bitch about it, but your room is 10 times as hot.
I took the jacket off, and I'm about to take the shirt off.
Go ahead, peel down, bro.
Nice showcase.
Peel down. We'll play Mandingo in here later on. I'm afraid to go into town. I'm afraid to go into New Orleans, because when I get back, I'll have my chick with him. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy, you're on the Ron Fez show. How you doing, pal? How are you? Jeremy, go ahead, pal.
Yo, hey. I just wanted to say, first of all, that I didn't think that Hawaii was any more of a racist state than Idaho, but I guess so. But
no, you guys lead the pack. There's no doubt about it.
No shit. Anyway,
white people are afraid to go to Idaho.
Hell yeah. Anyway, I wanted to say that it's just because Earl is about the blackest man that we want to hear from, you know. I mean, the last thing the rest of us want to hear is Paul Mooney all the time.
Paul Mooney? How old is that reference? How far did that go back?
I'm only 30, man. Come on.
I am just stunned by that one. All right, bro. Take it easy. Yeah, Idaho scares the hell out of me. I mean, there's some places that are just way too white for me. I can't get that white.
Montana gives me that impression. Ever since Unabomber, hiding out in the cabin there.
He was in Montana?
Yeah, Montana.
See, they're right next to Idaho, and there's some really white people that they're just on their own out there, man.
Yeah, because in those states, it seems like there's more people that's living out, survivalist type than actually in any sort of organized community or city.
Right. So, people are always saying, oh, man, you could go and hike in the woods and you won't see people for days up there. I'm like, yeah, then the one person you do see will kill you. That's the thing. You'll see one guy, you'll have 500 square miles between the two of you, and then he starts hunting you like you're a wild boar. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, a census comes around every 10 years. They're just checking the number of people in Butte. You start overturning rocks and looking underneath there and in bushes, you're going to double that.
Pinch has another Earl complaint. How you doing, Pinch?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, tell Black Shrek over there that if he would stop with the nervous laughter after everything he says, I'd find him much less annoying.
All right, hold on. I don't like people calling Earl Black Shrek. I'm going to say that. Earl, do you think you're a self-laughter?
No. And I won't take anything from a guy who's called Pinchy, okay?
Really, Shreky?
I remember when that Shrek thing was going around. Matt, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, guys, I like Earl. He seems real. He doesn't have that fake ghetto shit that we have to deal with. Seems put on.
You know what? A lot of people do that, and that does get annoying, where they will only get real black if they feel like there's somebody that is like more urban than they are. So that you'll finally see like Oprah going, you know what I'm talking. I'm like, you don't do that with your other guests. You don't do that with Tom Cruise. Had you ever noticed that, Earl, though?
Yes.
It's kind of common.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I know Oprah does it a lot. Occasionally, like a Tyra Banks on her show.
Right. This would be like me being around a British person and trying to have a little spy tea with them and talking about footballers. I'm not that white. I'm not as white as British people. Or Irish people who are whiter than white. I mean, you look at Eastside Dave. He's as white as a person can get. There's no pigmentation to that skin whatsoever.
No, it's amazing that if he walks out on a sunny day, he doesn't just turn into a pile of ash on the sidewalk.
I saw if he swallowed a goldfish, you would be able to watch it swimming around in his stomach. David's skin color is the color of an aquarium. That's where he is right now.
Just so clear. He's Visine. That's what shade he is.
Richard, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I wanted to give you the flip side. Being a white guy, I've been married to a black woman for 20 years. I got 3 kids. And, I got nieces and nephews. They all in good fun. They'll call me Uncle Cracker. And we all get the joke within the family.
You're going to have to, aren't you? You're going to have to go along with a lot of fucking jokes in that family. He spends all his time like that. Yeah, that was great.
But you look at the other things that people, never think about, right? Like, if I sit down at a table at work with 4 white guys, they got no problem throwing around the N-word.
Right.
Because they don't have a clue about
like a Hawaiian.
me or my history. Or
right.
Or on the flip side of that, there are black guys that wouldn't talk to me at work until they found out I was married to a black woman. Then it was like I was down. I had the black card.
You know what? Are there some black people? There's some black people that don't like that you're married to a black woman, though.
Oh, of course. Yeah. When I started dating my wife, I was actually in the military, and that's where we met.
Right.
And you're going to think this is a joke, but I actually grew up in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So
yes.
I did not have a lot of black people around me growing up.
And it's not like you're taking her back for the high school reunion now.
Exactly. And, there was actually, she had black female friends that actually tried to sleep with me just to tell her that I was a bad guy.
Why not all at the same time? Yeah. You know what? They would be able to go back and say that I was a bad guy. I cannot turn that down. That's my own problem. Earl, your dream is to marry a white girl, right? That's your dream, your ambition.
At this point, having dated both black and white women, at this point, I don't care if she's turquoise. I just want to be happy. They both drove me nuts.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What's next for you? Taking some time out, Earl?
No, I definitely want to date again.
Really? Guys, this time?
No.
Shake it up.
Why don't you try some balls?
No. I'm not a rope swallower.
Yet. Have you ever tried?
No.
And how do you know?
I have no desire.
How do you know? All right, now, Bronx Johnny here, Latin guy. You say you prefer black chicks to white, or does it not matter to you?
It really don't matter to me. As long as the chick is supportive, I don't mind.
But what do you say is normally more cool for you? What's more fun?
I guess somebody I could take home. I guess a black girl.
You'd feel more comfortable taking her home.
Yeah.
It would be better off with your family.
Yep.
What happens when you bring a white girl home to your grandmother?
Oh, my grandmother gets pissed. My aunt is worse, but my grandmother doesn't like it too much.
Is that right?
Yeah, she says if we leave the room, if I come back, they'll be sold by then. She says crazy shit like that. Like, that's not nice.
I believe her.
Yeah. Now, has she said something to the girls that you're dating, or?
Oh yeah. Like if she doesn't care about race most of the time, but if she doesn't like it, she'll just curse you out. She don't give a fuck.
Now, our friend Frenchie has a crush on you.
Yeah.
Is she somebody that you could take home?
To my grandma? Probably not.
Yeah.
What would grandma say to Frenchie?
She'd probably talk about how she's skinny. She doesn't like skinny girls much either.
You got to put on some weight.
Yeah, put on some weight, stuff like that.
So what we consider hot, they consider too thin.
Yeah.
Meat on the bones.
Here is John. John, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I just wanted to say, man, I like Black Earl, man. I don't blame him for not wanting to be a nigger.
All right, see, there we go. See, where's that guy? And then he hangs up like there's something impressive about the whole thing. Earl, I see that you're yelling at Dave because he looks like he's laughing along, like he set that up.
Yeah, clear boys getting a nice chuckle out of it.
What is funny about that show-stopping line, Dave? Why does that amuse you?
No, it came out of nowhere. I was so surprised that I find it funny.
So it's the shock aspect that makes you laugh.
Yeah, it's so off the wall, but it was so great. What a great line.
No, it's not.
This is why people hate you, Dave. I'm going to tell you right now, it's why people hate you.
And try to hide some of your enthusiasm while you're sitting right next to Earl.
To actually use the thing, it's such a great line. As if it was something witty, something interesting that the guy came up with. Here's Brian. Brian, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, Ron Fez.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? Hey, I was stationed in Hawaii, back in the late 80s.
And you got my radio show.
The Hawaiians, they're some of the most racist people on the planet.
Right.
They hate the haoles from the mainland. during the school year before Christmas break, they had this thing where they had to, get a holly to beat them up 3 inches of their life.
Right, and they don't let you surf certain places and that whole type of deal.
Right.
When
certain places at night, right.
Yeah, when you go over there, you got to show up with a local. You just can't go, hey, I'm in from Delaware. I've got my surfboard and I want to enjoy myself. When Fez goes over there, he calls the native Hawaiian sand coconut ends. So every racism goes back and forth.
Yeah, because I'm not going to put up with it. I'll fight fire with fire.
You think that's honestly helping? Because I don't. I could call you a dick smoking end. Everybody, we could get into this.
Well, that's just mean.
Yeah, some of that is.
Hawaii's lucky they're in the Union.
Well, they were the last, weren't they?
Yeah.
And after them, we can't even muscle back up. It's been almost 50 years and we can't take on another state.
No, not with the burden of Hawaii still hanging over us.
Until they can pull it all off.
They took Jim Nabors off our hands. That's about it.
Is he still alive?
Yeah. He just got entered in the Alabama Entertainers Hall of Fame.
Oh, were you excited with that?
I was so thrilled.
You and your life partner going crazy. George, you're on Ron Fez.
BAC 1971.
Hey, buddy, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm wondering, when did XM start broadcasting to Hawaii? As far as I know, they didn't do Hawaii or Alaska or Puerto Rico.
Here's what it is. With the computer, we have...
the Earl.
Yeah, with the computer, we have people listening all around the world. So,
The XM Online.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff happening now. You can't stop them. Look at this hot chick on Fox.
I don't have no idea who that is.
I can't understand what happens anymore. Here is Tyler. Tyler, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah.
I have some black friends, and I'm a white guy.
Yeah.
Also from Idaho, down here in southern Idaho. And my black buddy, he plays basketball for a local college down here.
No, he probably dominates in that state.
There's actually quite a few black people in my town down here, Twin Falls. And they called this one kid, he used to call me Negro, even though I'm white. He's like, what's up, Negro? So one day I said, what's up, Cracker? And we laughed about it.
And then started making out?
It turned into a thing.
Yeah.
Turned into a thing to where we would say it back and forth all the time.
Well, I love it, Brokeback.
One time. Well, is that kind of crossing the line is my question? Because one time one guy did get upset what we were doing.
Yeah. I think if you guys are going to lay there at night and lick each other's balls, you call each other Cracker and Negro all you want. That's my own thing. Fez, am I wrong there?
I think he has to quit him.
Oh, all right. I don't think he can. I don't think he can. Tyler, that black friend of yours that you think you have is your shadow. Stop talking to it. You look like a crazy person. There's not enough. There's not enough people out there. He thinks he's playing one-on-one against a black guy and winning, and it's his shadow.
He's got a Mr. Potato Head. He thinks is his friend.
Yeah. Here is, Marianne wants to talk about Earl. Marianne, you're on the Ron Fez show. How are you, Marianne?
Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Hi. How are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
Is this Marianne, not Marianne?
Hi. I wanted to make 2 points. The first one was, I don't know if you guys remember that Harry's mother did not trust white women at all.
No, she was also a Latin woman who wanted him to be with a black girl. Latin women prefer their sons to be with blacks over whites. There's no doubt about that.
Exactly.
At least that
and
we know. Two people.
My second point was regarding Earl.
Yeah.
Is that
Mars says no. Come on in, Mars. Go ahead, Marianne.
I'm sorry. The other day when you did Earl's Corner and he was talking and somebody asked him, like, why do you sound so white or something like that? I'm paraphrasing. But, he said, well, I'm an educated man. And I got to say, I agree with him.
Where did you go to school, Earl?
LaGuardia Community.
Oh, LCC. Very nice.
A CUNY school.
LCC, not a bad school at all. Yeah, Earl is Earl. He's not putting on an act for anybody. He has his own interest. He's got his own way of doing things. That's it. He's just Earl. Now, Mars, you heard this latest thing about, we've heard from so many of the Latin mothers and grandmothers who want their sons, if they have to be with blacks over whites. Do you think that's true or no?
Well, if I may, on my family, if I go out with a white girl, which I do,
yeah,
have a white woman at home, I moved up in the world.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
you're assimilating, they believe,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. because, you know, a lot of Latinas are a little difficult to handle.
Ah, is that true too for you too, Johnny?
Yeah, a little bit.
They are what? Headstrong?
Stubborn
people. Stubborn women.
Not just headstrong. This is also, if I may, they don't lend themselves easily to new ideas.
Ah, they don't want to change.
Nope.
They want to be different.
Right.
So you dated Latin girls growing up?
Yes, I did.
You dated white girls?
Yes, I did.
Easier to be with a white girl?
Easier, and I find them to be a little sexier.
Oh, really? Now, see, I disagree because yesterday we were looking at that Michelle Rodriguez, who is stubborn, who's a hardhead, but she's the sexiest thing on the whole planet to me right now.
Yeah.
Sitting in there going, yes, lock me up before I do any community service. I would rather sit in jail than help poor people. There's something really hot about that.
She's blaming her problems now, her behavioral problems, on steroids.
Yeah, that's mine too. I always had a bad steroid problem. It's the one drug that probably she hasn't taken. Yet she knows she can get away with that one.
But if you look at it, you think roid rage.
Well, she didn't get pulled over for being on steroids and driving. She was drunk. So that's her number one problem.
She was carrying the car with her.
Her number two problem is she don't give a fuck. You want to lock me up? Lock me up. It's nothing to me. You could throw her in the hole. She would do the time, come out, spit in your face, 2 more months. Doesn't worry about it. All right, we got to take a break here. Thanks, guys, for everybody pitching in and helping out with us a little bit. We're back in a few moments. We'll pick up on some of these topics. It's the Ron Fez Show.